What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stat Sheet. I'm your boy Alex, now with my guy Najee, and today we're gonna talk about a pretty competitive Rookie of the Year race over in the NBA. We know about Victor Wembanyama, we know about Chet Holmgren, but there's even a sneaky third pick that could make his way into the Rookie of the Year race with Azar Thompson. So, Najee, who do you think is, kind of leading the way over there? You got the Thunder with Chet. They're kind of dominating. They're up there in the West. We know the hype of Wemby, but they're at the bottom of the West. I mean, who you got? Plenty of choices there.
There's plenty of choices, and this is actually an amazing rookie class. You got Lively over there with Dallas, Sasser, who's also with Detroit. And it's a lot more names, man. I say tune into those other names. Scoot Henderson was out. He started off slow. Watch when he come back, how he performs, and just look into those other guys. I think you'll be really surprised by what you see with this rookie class. But I'm going to start off with who I think is number 3 in the race, and this, of course, Ausar Thompson. This man is a menace defensively, probably the best defensive player in the league right now. If you're not watching Detroit basketball, you should be. No, they're not doing a lot of winning, but it's definitely some competitive basketball going on over there. Jalen Duran's out right now, and he's in for a huge year. He started off really hot. But Ausar Thompson, 10 rebounds per game, 11 points, and 1.7 blocks, right? He's a menace on the boards. Don't bring nothing down low with him. He's very athletic, very strong, very quick, and very sneaky as well. So he's a great role player, and he could end up being way more than just that. But I do think he is probably the best defensive player in the league. Could be pushing a little bit just because I am a huge fan of him. But he's a menace, and he does have a brother in Houston who's out right now. But tune into those boys. Within the top 2, I put Chet over Victor, and here's why. Chet's averaging 1 or 2 less points, 1 less rebound, and basically the same amount of steals, blocks, and assists, but he's averaging 50, 40, and 90. And he's putting up 17 points, 8 boards, 2 blocks on a team with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort. It's a lot of talent. So what he's doing is producing in a great system that has this team sitting 3rd in the Western Conference. Now, 3rd, I know it's early on, they're 10-4. Who's above them? Well, the Minnesota Timberwolves, who won't be there for much longer, of course, once some teams figure some stuff out, hopefully, but I do love Anthony Edwards. And the defending champs, the Nuggets. So those are the only teams in the West right now that's better than them, and I can honestly say they're not even really better than them. So I think Chet is a huge talent. He's very efficient with how he's scoring the ball, and this team's only going to get better. I think this team, like we said, when Chet's off the floor, they only have Jalen Williams to rebound the ball. They need to get better at rebounding, and just a little more of the passing part of the game, even though they're still great at that. And this team could be unstoppable. That's why he's my number 1. The reason I put Victor at number 2 as well is the inconsistencies, right? Victor will have a great game, then have a terrible game. Have a good quarter, then a bad quarter. A great half, then a bad half. It's no consistency in his game so far. He was shooting 26.9% from the 3-point line. He's shooting 42 from the field, which is solid, but you're a big man. A lot of your shots should be taken down low. These guys have the same build, the same height, and Victor's averaging more points and boards, right, and 0.5 more blocks, but on a team who needs a lot more. Chet's on a team that was already doing a lot, right? That was already supposed to be the future, and they're no longer the future. You're going to hear a lot about Oklahoma City Thunder for me this year because I'm a huge fan, but I think Chet is just not by numbers either. Just watch them play as well, and you can kind of see the professionalism and the talent. But I got Chet at number 1, and it's not a huge gap, of course. If Victor can improve his efficiency as far as 78% from the free throw to Chet's 90. His 26.9 from the 3-point arc to Chet's 46. His 42 from the field to Chet's 56.5. Right, those are huge gaps. So if he could just improve those percentages a lot more, then I will put him over Chet. But because of those reasons, and because of how high OKC are in the standings, largely due to their duo with Chet and Shai. I gotta put homeroom over Wembanyama.
I mean, it's hard to argue. Hard to argue. When I was researching the statistics here to see who I would pick, I mean, it's a good race. I think it's just funny how Chet missed last year, and he's now getting paired up with Wemby, and I mean, he's right there with them, if not outperforming him. I think it's making for a great race. I think my only argument with you, right, is that the difference in their teams. I think the Spurs are clearly way below the Thunder. The Thunder are getting carried pretty heavily by, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. They have a lot of good young talent over there. And I think that's what helps elevate Chet a little more. I feel like the Spurs are asking a lot of Wemby. I feel like they're trying to make him that star from day one. They don't have another solidified star over there. And I mean, that's why they're at the bottom. Like they have some good potential guys like Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, right? But I wouldn't call them stars, at least not yet, right? And yeah, I think the biggest thing that I noticed is just the efficiency. Chet is very efficient. Wemby, not efficient. You said Chet's what? 50, 40, 90, and Wemby's looking at 40, 20, 70. I mean, it's just a clear-cut difference. I'm a big believer in the Wemby hype train. I think I'm gonna stick with him being still rookie of the year for now. I still think he could turn it around. It's still a young season, very young season. And man, it's close though. It's close. But I wish Wemby had just another star around him. Just to help elevate him. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't have that other star around him. You're right. He does have the greatest coach in probably basketball history. You can argue Phil. You can argue
true.
You can argue Kerr, but you can't really argue Kerr. But he's definitely top three for sure. But he has Keldon Johnson around him, who is emerging. Devin Vassell, who's a great talent. Trey Jones, too, isn't as good as his brother Tyus Jones, which is pretty solid as well. And Zach Collins, who doesn't get enough respect on his name either. I heard you say that Shai carries OKC. I can't say he carries them. He does. He does largely produce a bulk of the scoring load, of course, but Josh Giddey is a great playmaker. He can put the ball in the basket. He can get his guys going. And when you can get your guys going and pass the ball, we know guys like Luka, Trae Young, LeBron. That's a huge asset. No, he's not names like those guys, but talented nonetheless. That's why he's playing at the highest level. Lou Dort, who's a menace defensively and can also put the ball in the basket. Jalen Williams, and I'm not talking about the one coming off the bench. I'm talking about the one who was a rookie last year, who could have won Rookie of the Year, who was in that race with Paolo Banchero and Walker Kessler. He is great defensively as well. Can pass the ball. And of course, when I say pass, I don't want people thinking Luka, LeBron, Trae Young, Jokic, Chris Paul. No, but 3, 4, 5 assist guy on any given night. Can rebound the ball as well and can score. So I think they have a bunch of talents like any other team, right? You're going to have a best player, shot, right? And it could be Wemby. I mean, not Wemby, but Chet on any given night. And you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of role players, right? But what roles do these role players play? Well, these role players can play every role. They can defend, they can score, they can pass the ball. And when your stars are taking a back seat, can they step up? They can do that. This team is built for the now. So he is carrying a bulk of the load, SGA is, but I don't think by any means he's carrying this team, because as much as this team needs him, he needs this team as well. Because you saw him, he was just the best player on this team for the past 2 seasons. They weren't even in the playoffs. Now they're third, arguably second in the Western Conference. It just shows how much they need each other. So it is a long season, and Victor could still win it. I do think he might still win it, but I'll be looking forward to and what might be the greatest Rookie of the Year race we have seen. You can have they had Ja and Zion. We already know how that went, but way bigger than that. I don't think we will ever see one as great as this if these 2 guys stay healthy and they continue to improve on the season. It's a long season, right? They haven't played a competitive season this long ever. So we'll see how that wear and tear does on their body, but could definitely make for the greatest rookie of the year race we have ever seen. And I cannot wait to see how it ends up being.
Yeah, and I really hope both of the guys can stay healthy because that's honestly been one of their question marks. You know, they're tall and lanky. Can they sustain physicality throughout a whole NBA season? I really hope they can because it's going to be a good battle. And you know, there's other guys. You talked about the Thompson twins, Scoot Henderson whenever he comes back, uh, Brandon Miller and Charlotte. I think Charlotte's got a nice young core over there. Um, not this year, but hopefully in the next coming years, you know, they can make a run at the playoffs.
No, Bridges just came back too. So and
Yeah,
they've been they just beat Boston last night.
they
Melo
sure
with
did.
the clutch layup to send it to OT. Bridges with the clutch 3-pointer and the rebound off the missed free throw by Jason Tatum. So they're definitely an exciting team.
Yeah, it'll be a great race, and we'll have to see who comes out on top for the Rookie of the Year. But it's a long season, and let's see. But for now, that'll do it for this episode of the Stat Sheet. Of course, you got Najee. I'm your boy Alex. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for more great NBA content, NFL content, all types of content containing your favorite sports. Until next time, we'll see you.